Iconic Man. Proudly brought to you by Men and Boys for Gender Equality in partnership with National AIDS and Health Promotion Agency, NAPA, under the Boys Arise.Nogang campaign, inspiring men, transforming communities.
Thank you very much, Dola, for having us, and good afternoon to you and your listeners. Welcome to Iconic Men.
Thank you.
And it's proudly brought to you by NAPA under the Brothers Arise campaign. And today we have guests that are going to be talking to us about the month of prayer. I know it was launched yesterday, Kanye, Bucape and Napa and a lot of other organizations officially launched the month of prayer. So kindly guys, Chelsea and Dominic, kindly introduce yourselves, and then we take it from there. Chelsea, you can go ahead.
Okay.
But ladies first, I get.
Yeah, that's true. Hi, everybody. My name is Chelsea Linchwe. I am a youth age 19. I have a mental health awareness club called the Open Minds Project, and I'm really all about mental health. I'm all about raising awareness, mainly directed towards the youth and young people. So, yes, that's just about me.
Okay, so you're 19.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I thought you were slightly older. Okay, Dominic, how old are you?
I'm Dominic, and I'm actually 19 too.
Okay, yeah. We have young ones today.
Right?
Yeah. Dominic, tell us a bit more about yourself. What do you do?
Right now I'm just studying at BAC. I'm doing international finance and banking. My friend here told me about her club, and I just got a bit more involved, and here we are today.
Yeah, and because the program is called Brothers Arise and Iconic Men, so I think, Chelsea, you saw it fit to bring a man along.
Yeah, for a different perspective as well, hey?
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
So maybe tell us a bit more about your organization and what you guys do.
Okay, well, the Open Minds Project is, like I said, it's dedicated towards the youth, adolescents mainly. So we're looking at junior and senior high schools here in Botswana. And the whole point is to just bring resources and just enable access to young minds to say that if you have a problem, you can access various NGOs, you can get help in various ways at an early stage. That way we can prevent these societal ills of drugs and alcohol abuse and so on and so forth, because children already have an outlet to look towards.
What drove you to really think of this and see it being implemented?
Okay, to be honest, I wasn't quite big on mental health at first. I didn't really understand what was going on, what anxiety is, what depression is, up until I got to meet more people who had very insightful and very traumatic incidences as well. And I also had an incident where I appreciated what anxiety is, what depression is. So in that way, after going through whatever I went through, I felt like the best way to help people, especially my age, is to bring towards a platform where people can access the help that I once needed and help that my friends may need as well.
Thank you very much for the good work that you do. Maybe let's go into now the month of youth, the month of prayer.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about that campaign and what your organization is doing and what people should look out for.
And what we're praying for.
Yeah. Okay, well, like you said, it was launched yesterday in Kanye, right? And there were a few guests of honor, which I'd say a Member of Parliament for Bonington North, Mr. Muputing. And during that, the whole point was just to create an opener, or just to say that this is a campaign that we have, right, as NAPA. And the whole NAPA and Bucape, the whole point of it is to create various campaigns and raise awareness about issues of HIV and AIDS, NCDs, and drugs and alcohol abuse and road accidents. So the whole point was to say it marks the official commemoration of the month-long campaign that's going to run throughout September.
Okay, so Dominic, tell me, are the young people going to church? We're talking about month of prayer. I going to church and never realized.
And you know, it's a very good question, because we all know Lunga gore gata ha re ntse re gola re ira ke gone o simolang go ikgalemela nako e setse ha ngwe bile go tloa go nna late o ikgalemela o simolla go bona go kereke mo often in our older years.
Yeah.
Do you guys go to church?
I'd like to believe we do go to church. We may not attend it as religiously as, people your age, but I'd like to believe we are seen there and we are represented there too, because there's many youth choirs and youth organizations within the different churches themselves. So I believe, yes, as the youth, we do go to church.
So as a young man, what are your biggest challenges? Dominic, you said you're at university, 19, me and Dola, I think we're 19 years, about 20 years ago. So what are today's challenges? What is the young man facing in terms of issues of HIV, non-communicable diseases? She's also mentioned issues of mental health.
I believe we suffer mostly on the mental health part, because as young men, even though nowadays we do have campaigns that tell us to be more open about the issues we're going through, but there is still that thing where monna goes through what they go through and they keep quiet. But yeah, besides from that, HIV, yes, we do face issues regarding HIV, but I feel like our younger sisters are in more of a dire situation, because I think I saw a statistic that said they are 5 to 7 times more likely of getting HIV as opposed to like young men. So yeah, there's that. I believe, but all in all, I believe we're all pretty much facing the same challenges, the economy, everything. Yeah, it's affecting us too.
So how will the economy? Is it the pressure of Robecha or what economy?
No, yes, there's all that.
I've made sure as a father, I've made sure I pay school fees. I've made sure, okay, if you've got your sponsorship, I made sure you get to school. So what other financial issues are you talking about? Be open.
No, Robecha is true, but I feel like, it's us just putting pressure on ourselves and trying to compete when we actually can't compete with people who have salaries and stuff. But aside from that, there's nowadays the pooler doesn't stretch as long as it used to, and we're still on the 1.9, and transport costs, food costs, rental costs, they keep growing. So yeah,
maybe if we zoom into what you mentioned also earlier in terms of girls being more prone to HIV and other challenges vis-a-vis boys, why do you think so? Why girls instead of boys?
This is a controversial one, but okay. Personally, I believe it's because there's this certain lifestyle that everybody seems to be chasing, even though we all know we're just starting off, we can't afford it, but everybody wants an iPhone, everybody wants a Coach bag, everybody wants this, everybody wants that, and not all of us are from privileged enough backgrounds where we can just ask for those things. So I think our sisters tend to do things that just put them in that situation.
So Chelsea, maybe you can come in here to say, are you talking to your colleagues or to other during your clubs? Do you talk to girls about these issues to see how best they can avoid finding themselves in such situations?
Yeah, I will say that it is indeed a point that we address, and I really liked when Dominic said that we're all from different financial backgrounds. As a kid, post high school even, or even during high school, it's very easy for you to succumb to pressures or to be swayed by older men. They promise you this, they promise you you're on a Coach bag. They
sell you the life.
Exactly. They sell you the life and you're like, wow. And
I could use me this.
Exactly. So in an instance like that, it's very easy for you to be swayed by boy, never couldn't be men or whoever, like whatever age or category, but people who are much older. So yeah, these are points that we address to say that these are things we know. Of course, men take advantage of young girls, but it's a thing of, in a practical sense, we're not quite aware kana hampa 50 pula today, tomorrow wa kopa senane. Like we're not aware of the practical, the active thing that that leads to young girls having HIV and AIDS or having unprotected sex with older men. So yeah, it is a thing that we talk about, and it's a pandemic on its own, I think.
And also maybe the decisions to use protection. Boys mostly make that decision. Am I correct? Rona, during our time, I don't know now.
Yes, I believe they do. But then, as a lady, if you say no, we have to use protection, I don't think there's a way a man can force you not to. So I think, all in all, it is a decision that both parties make.
Okay.
What do you think, lady? Do you think a man can force you not to use protection?
Okay. I think when you're in the moment, it's very easy for you to sway on your moral standpoint to say, hey, okay, but he's saying this war in the moment, and then I succumb, right? To say, okay, it's gonna, for lack of a better word, feel better or whatever. Let me succumb, So yeah, it goes both ways. There are girls who stand their ground, and kudos to them, and those who do succumb, it does happen as well.
So, but in your generation, let's maybe move a bit to issues of GBV. There's talk of forced, not forced. How are you seeing the climate in terms of your young men around issues of being physical or being verbal abusive towards their fellow students? How is that climate like? And
before you get there, if you just joined us, good afternoon. You are on Iconic Men and the Brothers Arise campaign radio show as we enter the month of prayer against HIV, NCDs, and GBV. It's time to reflect, pray, and act. We are joined in studio by two young people, Dominic John and Chelsea Linchwe, as they help us unpack the themes of faith, health, and resilience guiding this month of prayer and action.
Yes, so Dominic, in terms of GBV, what's your take?
Amongst the young men, look, I think the campaigns that we're having do help. Personally, I don't know of many cases of young men my age that I know that, do GBV and stuff. So I think from what I've noticed in my personal life, it's the conversation, the dialogue we're having on it is having an effect of somewhat.
So you take breakups easily?
I believe we take them well.
Generation.
We take breakups well. We go to the club. You have your bottle of Hennessy. You go home.
Or brand X.
Okay. Yeah, they're not sponsoring this. We have a bottle of brand X.
I like that.
Yeah, we have a bottle of brand X.
Well, at least not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Let's find out who's calling us. This phone's been going off. You're live on radio. Good afternoon.
Yes. Can you please ask this Dominic, what is better, an HIV positive small boy and HIV negative old man?
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. I don't know.
I didn't quite get that.
Yeah,
what did he say?
neither did I.
I didn't get the comparison.
I think let's stay away from it. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, what's your take, when I shall see in terms of GBV? Some of the young ladies, what needs to be done? Is the message really? Are they taking up the message? Are you seeing change in terms of your age bracket?
Yeah, I think, of course, the campaigns are working. We sparked the conversation, and I think that alone goes a long way, right? We know what GBV is about, and it is a conversation we have with the girls. My friend, be aware. When he does this, just be aware. It might just lead to this, So I think that at first, or back in the day, when women were just obliged to just stay in a relationship, and it's getting tough. It's different nowadays. Women feel like, okay, we're well informed and there's always an option to leave or do this. So I think that the conversation has sparked and the message is going across.
Yeah, and I think maybe our caller Dola wanted to talk to issues of intergenerational relationships, to saying compare the old man and the younger person. So how do you see that play itself? Do you think young people are involved in more intergenerational relationship? You've already touched on it in terms of the benefits that come with, but then as as a peer, what do you think the climate is like? Intergenerational, or people are dating amongst their age bracket?
I think when you step into uni, you're being exposed to a lot of freedom first and foremost, and meeting different kinds of people. So I wouldn't disregard and say that 19-year-olds are dating 19-year-olds. Of course, there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to relationships and our own personal interests. But yeah, we do have intergenerational relationships. I will acknowledge that. And of course, those who can handle it, they can handle it, but it does come with a lot of cons, a lot of pressure, to the girl child, to the male child. It's a lot going on. So yeah, I think university, it does open up a bracket to that. And yeah.
It's 12:50. We'll be back.
It's being real. It's being true to yourself. It's living and doing your passion. It's everything that it's flying high, reaching for your dreams, breaking glass ceilings.
Now that's iconic. That's iconic. Icon. Monage icon. Master everything once the mic's on. Icon get icon. Khakamadi like a pair of tights on. It's iconic sounds, iconic songs, iconic news, conversations, iconic views. 12 to 3, hang out with the iconic dude. Right here on Gabz Fm, the iconic crew. Holla back and dollar back and be iconic too. Dollar back, holla back and show 'em what iconic do. It's iconic. It's iconic. It's iconic. Iconic.
All right, we continue our conversation on Iconic with Dominic John and Chelsea Linchwe as they help unpack the themes of faith, health, and resilience guiding this month of prayer and action. This big month that we're in. Do we get to see the young people go to church, or what happens? How do we go about actioning this?
Yes. With regards to the month of prayer, it's a campaign. Like I said, it's a month-long campaign, right? And it will be in all the 30 districts in Bots, right? And the way in which they can access or get resources is church. There'll be a lot of frequent church seminars or forums held, and that's how they can access these in the different districts, right? So yeah, it's just an element of combining the religious side and integrating it with health and social services, right? So yeah, that's how you get the resources. And yeah.
So basically just be found in church, guys. Be found in church, and that's where we can get the resources we need, and just to reflect on what we've been through.
I don't know if this one is some of the challenges that you encounter, because for us, I think people our age are now struggling with non-communicable diseases. Is there awareness amongst your age group? And are you choosing to live better lifestyles? Dominic was already mentioning, or you get to a club, you order such and such. Are you aware in terms of the impact in your health, and how is that going?
Please hold on to that thought. We'll wrap it up on the other side, all right?
Yes, so we're talking non-communicable diseases. What do you see in your spaces, in your age group? Are people more health conscious and living lifestyles in a different way?
I genuinely believe we are more health conscious. There's a lot of information out there nowadays, and it does tend to reach us. I mean, we are the youngest generation. We are aware. So yeah, I do. Well, when we say people are aware, we can never really talk for everybody. There's still people who take chances, and all we can do is try our best to keep trying to inform them, have them change their ways. But I think we're on the right track.
Do you think we were this smart growing up, though?
No, I think we were more exposed. We focused more on entertainment than really the maturity that we see now.
Wow.
I think also social media has probably played a role. Because we had to go through road shows to educate people about different things, and you guys can get it on your phone and be able to inform yourselves. But then the risk, sometimes also the risk that you take in terms, I know with young ladies, they are very cautious about their bodies and stuff.
True.
And that then allows you to live healthy and choose what you eat.
That's
but then with men, Dominic, do you choose what you put in your mouth? There's issues of drugs out there. You know, we can never turn a blind eye on that. And we see, young people losing their lives. We see young people not being able to live well because of drugs. How are you tackling such issues?
And maybe before you answer that, Dominic, we're live on our Facebook page, Gabz FM, and your aunt just sent a text message, says, well said, Chelsea, Kiki. Super proud of you, my niece. And another one says, well spoken there, young lady. And the last one says, you guys are all great. Shout out to you guys. Big up yourselves, guys. Yes, please.
Thanks.
Get to that.
Okay, when it comes to the young men, I think men will always be men. Young boys will always be young boys, will always try and experiment on some things. But I think nowadays, even in primaries and high schools, I know when I was in high school, we had campaigns like against drugs and everything. Yeah. And the police would come and inform us. I think it really does help to an extent. But when it comes to Kanyadi diet, I'm not sure how much we as men are willing to, compromise on that. We love meat. Okay, I'll speak to myself. I love meat.
Me too.
Yeah, so hey, I don't know. But yeah, I think we're trying our best.
On that note as well, when it comes to integrating churches, I think that they too have had a certain impact, right, in regards to raising awareness about these practical issues. Yeah. I take my church, for instance, they have an initiative where it's targeted towards reducing drugs and alcohol abuse, and they bring experts, those therapists, to come and talk to these young minds and tell them that this is what it is, you can find help here. So I do think that in a holistic manner, as a nation, there is a certain level of awareness that it is reaching both parties, both the males and the females, because there are females who take a bit of, a little bit of something. So it is being monitored, and it is working, of course.
Sure, so definitely, if you're joining us, we are talking month of prayer, and we're joined by Chelsea and Dominic, and we're calling out to everyone to say, the country is coming to pray about issues of GBV, about issues of our health and our mental health, and be a part of it. See it fit within your church or within your community or within whatever religion you are part of, to be part of these prayers and see if you can have an impact in changing our lives on a daily.
Puna also sent in a comment on our Facebook Live, says big ups Dom and Chelsea. That's a message that also came in. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. How do we get to engage with you further than the radio platform?
You can call Bocape, right, at the number 391-6549.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then tell us about your organization, Chelsea, maybe then before we get to Dominic. When can they get in touch with you if they want to invite your organization?
Okay, with regards to the Open Minds Project, you can find me on Instagram at the Open Minds Project, and you can call my number 74865-050. Yeah, so.
Okay, and me, if you need to talk, I'm also under the Open Minds Project, so just...
Yeah, and also, but just to touch a bit on the activities, the month of prayer, keep in mind I said that they're district-based, right? Yeah. So the fundamental or the core concept is that you can find these resources at these different churches, but the activities will be tailored according to the district organizers, right? So the activities will vary per region, so it's tailor-made to suit that particular area. Nice. So month of prayer, please stay tuned in and engage. Young minds, please do attend these conventions and forums of theirs, because they are really helpful and they do go a really long way, and it's through churches that we can reach a holistic form of campaign and impact.
Amen, young lady.
Amen. We challenge all men out there to do something, you know. And find us on our Facebook page, Men and Boys for Gender Equality, or the Brothers Arise Facebook page. Thank you very much.
Thank you for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Iconic man. Proudly brought to you by Men and Boys for Gender Equality in partnership with National AIDS and Health Promotion Agency, NAPA, under the Boys Arise Nanogang campaign, inspiring men, transforming communities.